This episode is brought to you by Mate Affiliates. If you're in the game for the long run, two things really matter: what you earn and who's in your corner. Big commissions are great, sure, but they don't mean much without support. Mate delivers both. Find an affiliate program that's serious about your growth and shows up when it counts. Find that out at mateaffiliates.com.
There's always something new to learn. iGaming is evolving really fast, so there's always something new and exciting coming almost daily. The pace of the industry is really interesting for me.
You're listening to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast, powered by Affiverse, ultimate destination for affiliate program news, insights, growth opportunities, partnerships, and affiliate program strategy. Whether you're an advertiser, publisher, platform partner, agency, or entrepreneur, we've got the tools, trends, thought leaders invited here to help you to thrive in the fast-changing digital economy. Throughout this season, we've been exploring how to build successful affiliate programs and grow thorough, strong, strategic relationships. Partnerships has never been easy. My guest today is Paul Purlacher, the CMO at Mr. Gamble, who brings a unique perspective from both the affiliate and operator sides of the iGaming industry. Having managed ventures, built platforms, and guided countless partnerships, Paul shares firsthand his insights on what creates loyalty, trust, and long-term success. In this episode, we dive into why transparency, ownership, and clear communication really matters more than the sheer volume, how understanding post-click processes can make or break a deal, and why in-person interactions remain vital despite a digital-first world. If you want to know how top affiliate programs thrive and manage challenges and maintain meaningful partnerships with their affiliates, this conversation is for you. Welcome to this week's Affiliate Marketing Podcast, and we are back in the seat and behind the mic. I've had a little bit of a break. It's summer here in the UK, but we are foraging forward with a really interesting topic this season, which is how to build successful partnerships. And joining me today is Paul Purlacher. I hope I've said that correct, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. From Mr. Gamble. Some of you may know him. He's a very well-known personality in the iGaming industry. He's worked in multiple different businesses around both the affiliate side and the operator side. And he has a really interesting viewpoint about how to build successful partnerships. So I'm really excited to have him on the podcast this week. Paul, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having me. And, that was quite close. And normally the Paul is quite easy for the British people, but Polak guys, it can be a bit harder.
Before we get started, I always ask my guests to just tell our audience a little bit about how you got into the affiliate marketing industry and how you ended up here at Mr. Gamble as the CMO. So tell us your backstory a little bit, and then we'll get started on how to build partnerships that last.
I joined iGaming in 2014. To be honest, I had a burnout in my previous job back in Finland, so I needed something else. I never really been abroad before that one, so I was supposed to be like 6 months or something in Malta. I've been working in operator side for quite a while, and consultant and affiliate management. And 2020, I jumped in affiliate. I had my own project back then. Sold that one a couple of years ago. And then I joined Mr. Gamble. I just really loved always the vibe of Mr. Gamble because I know also the owners from back in the days. And they're just like, each are really nice guys. And there was always this kind of thing that should we do something together? But I think 2 years ago, I was ready to do something else. I exited my own venture back then, sold my shares to the investors. Then I thought, okay, time is right now. And then we had a nice chat with the founders. And yeah, so here I am. And apparently I've been quite a good fit because I'm still in a company.
Well, I love the fact that you started out with a job that had led you to burnout, which then led you to iGaming industry, which is probably one of the most fast-paced industries out there to work for in affiliate marketing. It really is like a league above any other industry that I've ever worked in. And here you are building an affiliate project and joining the founders to actually take this project global, international. So you're not afraid, and you certainly aren't shy of hard work. You've thrown yourself in there yet again for round number 2 or 3, which is quite interesting to see. And I think it speaks very highly to the traits of what people in performance marketing need to be like. We are self-led, entrepreneurial, we kind of go-getter type personalities. And with that, those traits come things that we need to be responsible for in terms of ourselves. And we were just talking about this before we started the podcast. where we're in an always-on industry, and the stresses that can go with that can impact how well or how poorly you build partnerships with the affiliates that you're working with. Now, you're obviously on the affiliate side, so this episode we're going to be exploring how affiliates actually want to be building successful partnerships with operators. And I'm going to throw you right in there again with some of the tough stuff. Like, from your perspective right now, having worked both sides of the coin, what are some of the most common things that break or damage good partnerships between affiliates and operators right now?
I think it is the same as like in work or like personal life. Like, you have to have the trust. So trust is a must. And if I find out, or if an affiliate finds out that like operators are shaving the commissions or the attacking the players or something like that, that's trust is broken by then. And it's really hard to rebuild. You need to be very careful like what you do. So just like, I think the trust and honesty and transparency are the main keys. And for operators, my advice was say what you do and what you promise to do, pay commissions on time, and don't try to shave your affiliates. You get quite far by that one. Because affiliates also very like smart and well connected. So the word is spread out.
The other thing that always amazes me is that really serious affiliates that are building intelligent BI-backed businesses, they're not just creating content and putting it out there and hoping for the best. They're actually building infrastructure behind their sites. And I'm pretty sure you've got this at Mr. Gamble as well. But you've got way more data than what an operator has. You've got like 50 operators, 100 operators that you're looking at. So your average tracker or whatever clearly mark out something very quickly if there was something that was wrong. If you saw that a conversion rate wasn't aligning with the industry mean or average of what you're doing across multiple operators that are in your site, surely that then sends signals to your account manager to then go back to that affiliate manager and go, hey, something's not right here. Either we're missing a tracking link or something's broken. Because most of the companies, when I've worked operator side, it's always an affiliate that tells us when tracking is broken. Always. It's never our own internal team that goes, whoops, something is wrong. Something looks wrong in the reports today. It's always an affiliate that calls me and goes, hey, something's not right. We haven't had sales for the last 2 hours or whatever the case may be. And they will alert you to the problem. And from there, you can start to like mine backwards and go, okay, what is it? Is it tracking? Is it reports that are just slow? Is there something else that's happened? Because a multitude of things that can go wrong with tracking, which impacts trust, is so vast. Sometimes you're looking for a needle in a haystack. Like, you genuinely just don't know that something's happened. So when you say build trust, I think that's easily said, but hard to do, because trust actually takes time to build.
Yeah, of course, there are multiple things that how to build the trust, and obviously it takes some time. And there are some factors like transparency and these kind of things that like I said, it's deliver what you promise. It's kind of like the really 101 things also in sales or marketing. And yeah, there are many factors in that sense too. So obviously numbers speak from themselves, conversion and stuff like that. And also if something is not right from your end, let's say from operator side, what I used to do also when I was working operators, I used to be proactive in that sense. Hey guys, actually we know that there's this kind of problem or issue or something like that. Or sorry that the payments are going to be a bit late this month. I think that kind of things that build the trust also, that you are being proactive.
Trust is a word, but how do you build it? And there's 3 things that you've just dropped there. One is don't overpromise and underdeliver. So always try and be relevant. Make sure that your whole team is singing from the same page. Educate your team, because in an affiliate team on the operator side as well, you're going to have some people that are more sales driven that just want to get the deal done, and they'll promise anything in order to get that document signed, that IO in, and the link live. And then there's other people that are more realistic, and they like slowly start to test a campaign in an account, and they'll just do incremental, smaller things. Some deals you're going to want to play fast and move fast because you know that they are already trusted and you know what you're paying. Or in some deals, you're going to want to take a little bit slower, and you're going to want to do things gently and test small areas and do little tiny micro campaigns before you start asking for the big money. I love what you said about transparency. Everybody that I talk to that I say, how do you build a successful partnership, always talks about transparency. But transparency isn't only about the reporting. It's about things like, hey, somebody is messed up. We've taken ownership of it. Your payment is going to be late. We need to talk to our tech supplier to update reports because they're behind. You know, mistakes happen. And I think what we forget is because we're so busy trying to please as affiliate managers, we want to make sure that everybody's happy. We do sometimes overpromise and underdeliver, and we don't think about the consequences of that afterwards. So And the little micro interactions that are happening that are building that trust with your partners are actually the things that you need to be real about as well and not promise and underdeliver. So yeah, trust is a huge factor, but how do you build that trust? You take these 3 steps, and that's the kind of like practical, tactical stuff that we want to be talking about today.
Get ready for Affyverse magazine, packed with exclusive insights and actionable strategies to help you grow your affiliate business like never before. Each issue is your toolkit for affiliate program success, offering leadership interviews, tactical advice, game-changing strategies, and more. Don't wait to take charge of your affiliate marketing strategy. Get your digital or print version of the Affyverse magazine today and start planning your next 90 days for success. Visit affyversemedia.com to discover more.
Let's talk about your experience, because you've worked all sides of the coin now. You've got a really good experience of being an affiliate, being an operator, working both sides of the chain. What are some of the things that looked promising on paper but then fell over? Like, what did you actually learn from some of those experiences where you have had negative interactions or deals that didn't work or partnerships that fell through? Have you got one example that you can maybe share with everybody here today where something looked great on paper, but then when the deal actually went through, it didn't work? And what did you actually learn from that?
I think there are actually multiple of those. I'm not going to drop any names at this point.
No. Yeah.
But a common scenario would be that there's white label casino example launching, and they're really aggressive. Okay, we want to have lots of FTDs and fast. So they really want to grow it fast, but then they start paying on time, but all of a sudden there starts to be a delay, it's a bit more. Then you can start to see it from the stats of, okay, like the last day, all of a sudden, like the revenue drops or something weird happens there because they run out of money, but they don't want to say it. But there's these red flags that they notice, and then replies to take more time. So you have to take those kind of red flags like seriously and start thinking about the partnership. If you notice that, okay, that there's delay on payments or only part of the payments are paid or something like that. So I actually sometimes ask, like, do you have financial issues? You can just say it if you have it. Like, we can have some kind of payment plan, but just be honest about it and confirm it also. That because I know that I've been working on the operator side, also a startup. So sometimes like stuff don't go as planned, but be honest about it. Hey, we had this like big winner or something like that. Can we divide this payment for 3? And then we just like have the payment plan or something.
So I like that because there's cadence. So the frequency, the touch point, regularity of how you are dealing with partners in payment. That's something that's like a red flag that you said you guys look at when you are looking at new partners, because there is this sense of we're a new platform, product, casino, sportsbook, whatever it is that's coming onto market. We need as many affiliates as possible. And actually, that's not the success of an affiliate program. The success of an affiliate program is finding the right partners that can bring you the traffic that converts to your product, services, and offers. So getting out of that mindset of more is more and getting into the mindset of finding and understanding where there's value to build trust, to then build regular kind of cadence and communications. But there's also the sense of ownership that you've brought up here, which I think nobody yet in this series has actually brought this up as one of the things that helps to build successful partnerships. Everybody's spoken about transparency and trust, which is 100% the right place to start. We've discussed now how to actually make that work and how to actually build that transparency and trust, but nobody has really brought up ownership. From an affiliate standpoint, when you've dealt with an account manager or an affiliate manager at an operator's perspective, and they've come clean and told you honestly what has happened, somebody messed up within our organization, something's going to be delayed. How have you actually reacted to that? Because I think a lot of people, they live in fear. They live in fear that when they do make a mistake, when something isn't going to go to plan, they try and put it off and fob it off instead of actually dealing with it head on. But you've just said that's been the best way that you've actually built partnerships with operators that have made mistakes, is that you've tackled it head on with them and gone, just tell me the truth, because we can make a plan when we know what the truth is, which then builds the trust. Because when you tell somebody the truth, and they know what they have to deal with, they can often find and provide you with a solution that maybe you haven't seen either. So it's all about having conversation. It's a two-way conversation with your partner. How did you discover that? Is that just your nature? You just decided to tackle it on the head? Or is it because you've worked both sides of the coin and you just know that's the best way to deal with it?
it could be also I'm the middle kid, so I've been always diplomatic in our family or something like that. But I kind of learned that one, I think, when I used to work in a telecom operator back in Finland, because there was like lots of stuff that happened that like our company messed in invoicing or something like that, that people were coming and they were just furious about the wrong invoices. So you have to figure out something, how to like handle the situation. So I think that kind of things, the tough situations, you learn most. So just be transparent, honest, and keep your cool. I think that was, for me, maybe the easiest. Even today, like, obviously, I still make mistakes. And I say, that, sorry, guys, like, I actually messed this one up. Like, it's rather than blaming someone else, who said, okay, it was my fault. Sorry.
There's a bit of respect that comes into that. And I think younger affiliate managers coming into the industry, they're so busy trying to be perfect and please that they're not actually learning from their mistakes because they're not making them. I resonate with everything that you're saying because I started out my career in customer services for an insurance company. And boy, oh boy, did I used to get people shouting, and it's like you're having to learn to deal with those difficult, conflicting situations, which then give you the rapport to actually build better partnerships later on. So don't look at this as a negative thing when something gets done incorrectly or when you make a mistake or somebody else in your team makes a mistake and you have to go fix it. Use it as a career building and career defining experience to actually learn how to deal with conflict and turn that negative thing into a positive thing to help you build better partnerships. Because I think when somebody admits that they've made a mistake, there's a lowering of the kind of like emotion, because we can all identify with making mistakes. There's not one human on this planet that has ever not made a mistake, okay? So there's that human interaction, that relation that takes it away from being an emotional, you haven't paid me, to okay, I understand that there's a problem, but what are we going to do about it? And that then opens up the door for a conversation to happen, which then allows you to build a relationship, which then allows you to build trust. Because if you then say that you're going to do what you can in order to fix it, it then becomes something that can become a positive experience. So from a negative, you've changed it into a positive, and understanding that can happen is really part of being a good relationship manager and a good account manager with your affiliates. It's not just about providing them with the tools, but it's also providing them with the emotional support when things go wrong, and they will go wrong in business. There's not one single business that has ever been perfect. So we've talked about what it takes to build a good relationship. We've talked about some things that have happened that caused you to create more of a open, honest, transparent conversation with partners and operators that you're working with when things go wrong. But what are some of the things that you wish operators understood better when it comes to growing a successful partnership? Because we recently just went to a big event. You must have spoken to hundreds of people at that event. What are some of the things that you're seeing from all these different brands, operators, account managers at different levels that you're also speaking to? Because I'm pretty sure you speak to like newer people coming into the industry and also really experienced people. What are some of the things that you wish operators understood from an affiliate's perspective that's still a misconception in the industry?
Oh, for example, FTD is always the end goal. That's like the shining thing that we all want to have. Also, affiliates, we want to have more FTDs, and affiliates want to have more FTDs. But I think sometimes like operators don't understand that after the affiliate delivers the click, it's out of our hand basically. So what happens after that one is then you have to check that the landing page is correct, testing. It depends also how well a sales funnel work, payment methods per country or something like that. And see, so there's all these things that happen before the FTD actually happens. So sometimes when we ask, yeah, we only got this amount of FTDs, what's the problem? Then we start looking at but you had like thousands of clicks or hundreds of clicks. What happened here? Like we didn't develop the clicks basically, but the customers didn't register or didn't deposit or something like that. So we really have to start looking like what's happening after the click. So sometimes like operators don't necessarily understand, they focus too much on FTDs, but they neglect the conversion, what happens after the click.
And that's a really good point, actually, for affiliates that are listening to this podcast. How many times do you actually have this conversation with your account manager? What am I being measured on? Am I being measured on the number of clicks that I send you, the number of impressions that your banner gets seen at, or are you measuring me on the number of customers that register? Because depending on who you're speaking to in the affiliate team, you might get a very different answer depending on what their goals are and which segment of the program they're working on, whether they're working at top of funnel or bottom of funnel. So it's important to have those conversations to make sure that you are meeting the requirements that the operator actually wants. Do they want brand exposure? Are they at that part of their life cycle? Or are they just interested in finding new customers that convert from a certain traffic source? So I think that's a really important conversation to have, especially if you want to build long-term partnerships, because if you don't know how you're being judged as an affiliate and you don't know what you're supposed to be delivering as an affiliate, that there is a breakdown in communication which leads to bad partnerships. Thanks again to our sponsor, Mate Affiliates. If you're sending traffic, there's really only one question. Does it convert? Mate delivers industry-proven brands that come backed with lightning-fast platforms, great CRMs, and some serious player retention. That means more value from every click. Find them at mateaffiliates.com. So beyond having online conversations and meeting people, do you still feel that to build a really successful partnership in this industry, you have to have face-to-face meetings? How important is it for affiliates to actually get out from behind their screens and come to these events and have conversations with affiliate managers?
For me, at least, it seems it's really important to at least meet once with the person I'm talking with. Because then you have the body language and other stuff that you don't necessarily get when you have a Teams meeting or Zoom or whatever you're using. And I think it's nice to see people face to face, because I used to work also face to face sales quite a bit. So I always miss that one because I'm in my home office or our office, a company office. But of course you see the people that you're working with, but then you don't necessarily see the people that are in the UK or somewhere else. So there are always fun events. And I think when you have, let's say, drink with an affiliate or operator, then you get it's more relaxed conversation also. And yeah, I think it's really important then. And of course, it's really good forum also to get the vibe of the industry also, what's happening that you don't necessarily pick from online. Obviously, there's lots of good podcasts out there and good news outlets there that bring the latest news. But I think still you can unmatch the thing that you get from these kind of conferences.
The thing is, you learn more from people when you meet them in person, because there's a different vibe around you when you're at an industry event. People are more relaxed. They're more willing to share because they're all there to learn and grow and figure out what's going on in the industry. And they also, because we do have a lot of good places where you can get information, but there isn't one true source of truth in affiliate marketing. There are hundreds of different places where you have to go and glean information. And without getting out from behind your screen and going to go and have these conversations with your partners to understand where are they learning from, what are they reading, you don't really get to understand what they're looking at every day. And if you don't understand the landscape that you're working in, you can't actually partner up with your partner and provide good support because you're not aware of what they're facing. So I always say it's important to get to physical events, one, to build personal rapport. You can see the body language of the person that you're dealing with. You can understand what they're interested in. You and I met for the first time and had almost a 45-minute conversation about this podcast. And we ended up talking about so many different things. And we really had a really great conversation. And it was interesting, all the viewpoints that you brought to have this discussion with me versus all the viewpoints that I've had from my career about how I think we should be building successful partnerships in this industry. And the fact that you've also had it on both sides brings a totally different set of skills and points to mention that people can learn from. So I think it's important that people do get to physical events. Picking which events to go to is obviously also quite difficult. Have you ever been surprised by a small or unknown operator who ended up being a fantastic partner, like somebody that you taken on board at Mr. Gamble just because they're new to the industry, but then have you ever been surprised by a new partner that's come on board and actually done something differently?
Yeah, there are some of those. And usually the smaller ones, when there's the founder is handling also the accounts. And if the founders are that they are really good in they have, for example, affiliate marketing background or CRM background. So they really understand what happens after the click. So those we have a couple of those operators that we're okay, wow, but this was really good. And yeah, a good experience, and the CRM works also. So there are a few of those, definitely.
And what makes, from an affiliate's perspective, what actually makes you stick with a brand longer term? What are the core things that you look for in a brand when you're building partnerships that make you stick around for longer? What's the non-negotiables?
Of course, numbers matter, but of course, it's also the people that you're handling with. So it's always nice to work with the person you actually like. It's nice rather than being an a-hole or something like that. So what we look for, of course, timely payments, transparency, a good conversion numbers. So those kind of build the loyalty also.
What's the number that makes you like an average click-through rate or something? What would be the ones that you would be expecting on it?
There are many like factors. It really depends on, of course, the offer also, but also if there's pay and play, let's say in Nordic countries, it should be almost 100%. So because like it's pay and play, instant deposits. But yeah, of course, we have average that we check on, and they vary a bit different in our country also. And we also know that in some countries we rank, because we are an SEO affiliate, we rank higher with some keywords. So we understand what kind of traffic we are bringing in. So obviously, if there are like lots of free spin keywords, we know that the conversion on FTDs are probably going to be a bit lower than if you rank higher, let's say, in Nordic countries with pay and play terms, because there's always the intent. So it really depends. But of course, we have also data that we can back it up and check what's the averages.
So that's quite interesting, because from an affiliate's perspective, you're not just looking at what the offer is, you're looking at everything that happens behind that offer. So as an affiliate manager, to flip that over, if you really want to sell your product, you actually need to not only know what your offer is, but you need to know what happens on in the back end and how well that is stacked up against your competitors too. And I think very few of the younger affiliate managers that I speak to ever know further than their own remit. So if you really want to be a good affiliate manager building partnerships with your affiliates, you need to know your own remit, which is how do I get people in the door, but also happens after there. What happens after they're in the door? What's the VIP program? What is the CRM? What tools are you using in your CRM? Do you have a loyalty program for high value customers? So I think knowing your own remit and then understanding what happens outside of your own remit is a very big part of building good partnerships with affiliates, because one, it shows affiliates that you know your product inside out, and two, it builds trust, because then they know that the company is hiring people that are invested in selling the product, if that makes sense. Because often when I speak to affiliate managers, I start having conversations and I just ask random questions because I've been in the industry for so long, and it's the next logical question that I ask. And very often I'll get hit with that. I don't actually know the answer to that. Now, if you're the front line of your operator business and you are selling the offers and services to these affiliate partners and you don't know the answers to your own platform and program and offering, how do you think that makes you look in front of affiliates? Not good.
Not very good. I agree on that one. And obviously, like nowadays, there's lots of white label casinos, and also the CRM is outsourced. I think personally, like that every casino, it doesn't matter if you have white label platform, should have CRM in-house and also VIP in-house, because like I notice also that there are these solutions for CRM outsourced, but I don't think they do the job that they were supposed to do.
Yeah. If you're not vested in your customer, then you're not vested. That's pretty much it. So it's simple and short. All right. Let's move on to the future, because a lot of people want to know what your viewpoint of the iGaming industry is and where we headed in the performance marketing industry. So give us 3 things that you're seeing right now from an affiliate's perspective that are either exciting you to go and learn more or are making you feel a little bit worried about what's going to happen next.
As an SEO affiliate, like I'm not alone in this one, but obviously like the Google updates had been recently quite aggressive, and it's a bit hard to predict what's going to happen there. So that's, of course, both, it's scary, but there's always opportunity in that one. So always when something changed dramatically, there's always some opportunity also there. I believe in that. And of course, AI, like it's still in a phase that's like, we don't necessarily know what's going to happen. A year from here, we're going to be quite smarter about that one. But of course, it's going to have a huge impact. It's already had a huge impact. So of course, we are testing and looking at that one more. So what's going to happen, how we can utilize it more in our like daily work or stuff like that too. But those are basically the 2 things. Obviously, like affiliate marketing, like regulation, those kind of stuff, they always see it. So more countries are regulating also to gambling. So it's interesting to see how it's going to be in the future.
I totally agree. And I think it's not, when we talk about the future, it's not going to be in 5 years from now. It's going to be in 6 months from now. So if you're listening to this podcast and you're not looking at what ChatGPT and some of the other LLMs can do for you, either to increase, enhance, or improve some of the ideas that you're doing, then you are already behind. And there are some things that you need to be looking at in order to keep yourself ahead of what the future of affiliate marketing is going to look like. So I've got one last question for you before we shut down this episode about building partnerships, looking at the affiliate perspective. What makes you happy to be working on the affiliate side? Because you've spoken about all the things that are wrong with how operators treat affiliates, but what is one of the things that makes you really happy working on the affiliate side right now?
I just love the industry, even though I'm not a big gambler myself, but I think the vibe is amazing, and the people in the industry are just something else. I actually tried to escape the iGaming industry a couple of years ago when I exited my own venture, and I went to a couple of job interviews. How can I come back to this normal corporate job when I'm working in iGaming? So I think it's just impossible at least for me. And I think there's always something new to learn also. And iGaming is evolving, especially now, really fast. So there's always something new and exciting coming almost daily. So I would say that the pace of the industry is really interesting for me. New things happening. So that's for me, and the people and the vibe.
I love that. I've been in the industry for 25 years and I'm still not bored. So if you want to have a good career, you want to learn in a fast-paced industry, this one is just as good as any other. And you will certainly meet interesting people that have got extremely knowledgeable viewpoints about what's happening in the marketplace. And that's why we bring people like you onto this podcast. So thank you so much for sharing your insights on how to build a successful partnership from the affiliate's perspective. I think some of the points that you've shared here today are really valuable for some of the newer affiliate managers that are coming into the industry. Hopefully, if you meet Paul at an event, you can say hi because you've listened to him here on this podcast. But it's just been great to see your viewpoints and hear your thoughts on where the industry is headed. And I really want to thank you for your time for being on this podcast today.
Thanks for having me.
Are you looking to level up your affiliate program management skills? Join the Affiliate Manager Performance Program, or AMP as we call it, a 12-week mastermind for affiliate program managers. Whether you're a new affiliate account executive just joining the industry or an affiliate manager, the AMP Mastermind offers 12 weeks of insightful video tips, tactics, and strategies designed to help you elevate your affiliate program growth. You'll find new ways of optimizing your outbound affiliate recruitment and program management tactics that have supported million-dollar programs to scale. You'll get inside access to resources, tools, tips, and cheat sheets that will help your affiliate program to scale even more. Access on-demand tutorials each week, coupled with regular virtual Ask Me Anything sessions and a host of other practical resources. You'll fast-track your skills and learn with peers that work in affiliate program management, and you'll find out how to practically apply those learnings to your program or industry. Head on over to affiversemedia.com/AMP, that's AMPP, to join our AMP cohort today.